Hey guys, it's Dee from Dee's Divine Guidance here for another video in the Narcissism series. Alright, so we talked about a bunch of things. We talked about what a narcissist is. We talked about the love bombing that they do, the gaslighting, the manipulation that they do. We talked about codependency, how narcissists are attracted to empaths and codependent people. Codependents are people that need the validation from somebody on the outside of themselves, okay, because they don't have it within them. We talked about why we can't break free, because usually we go back to like how great it was in the beginning when that love bombing was going on. But again, if you watch those videos, and they're in the playlist of the Narcissism Real Talk series, that none of that was real. Okay, it feels very real when you're in it, but when you look back on it, you'd be like, holy crap. Okay, and we talked about what narcissistic supply is. That was the last video that we did. So today I want to talk about the cycle, okay, of narcissism in a relationship. All right, this is all based on a relationship with a narcissist. I might make a couple videos about like family narcissists and when you're raised with one, how they become narcissists, all that type of stuff, but we'll see where this goes. If you want those videos, comment below and let me know so I can do that if you want. All right, so today we're going to talk about the cycle. And this goes along with the video about like why it's so hard to get out. But I want to talk about when we're ready, when we know that there's a problem, right? We're in this relationship and we know that something is just not right. And we know, and we're here, we're questioning ourselves, like, we're to the point where it's like, am I crazy? Am I not crazy? Should I be on medication? I don't know what's wrong. I don't know how to fix it. I just want everything to be good. I just want to be happy again. So then at this point, we might be strong enough to be like, you know what? Maybe it's the relationship and maybe it's time to get out of this. However, we sit down with our partner and we explain this to them and say, you know, I really don't like when this happens, or when I feel like this, or something's just wrong. I don't know what it is. I feel as though when the narcissist knows that they can't manipulate you anymore, and they know that maybe you've seen their game, that then they will beg and they will plead that, oh, no, I'll change, I promise I'll change. That's, you know, I'm so sorry, I need you to stay. Which then makes us feel as though, oh, they really do care, they really do love me, they want me to stay, they said that they'll change, you know, and then they give us hope, right? And we take this hope and we just hold on to it, and then all of a sudden you see things change, and things, oh my goodness, things are different now, and I'm more happy, and I can't believe they're doing this, and you know, they said they changed, and they have changed, you know. Fast forward maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months, if that, forward, and all of a sudden you see things going back to the way that they were. All right, so be aware of that. When narcissists promise the change, we now, with the cycle, go back to love bombing. All right, love bombing. Here we go. I got to be that person again. Let me show her what she can get. Let me show him what I can be. Okay, let me show them what this relationship can be like. So it's a cycle, right? So as soon as they know that, ooh, maybe this gig is up, I've got to start love bombing again. All right, giving them what they had in the beginning. So the affection, the attention, all of this stuff, everything that you complained about, now you'll see that they start to try to give that to you again. So that's a cycle. All right. So you might go through that 5, 6, 7 times, until you realize that, you know what, nothing is ever going to change. And then now you're really serious and it is the end. Okay. I want nothing to do with you anymore. We're done. I'm done with your manipulating games. All right. So now they know the gig is up. So now the real manipulation starts. All right. Now they're going to throw that third person in. They are going to throw the triangulation in. They're going to make you jealous. All right. So the manipulation starts because now you've just bruised a narcissist's ego. okay? So, and they do not like that. So now they're going to throw that person in. They're going to get with somebody right away. Whether they like them or not, they're going to use that person to get back at you, all right? They need that supply anyway, so whether it be money, sex, emotional, whatever it is, that person's going to feed them for a little while they're using that person to get back at you, okay? So just be aware that that's going to happen with the manipulation. And then also what happens is, and we'll talk about this in the future videos about how you go no contact is kind of the only way to deal with a narcissist. There's actually kind of two ways, I think. But, you know, if you can't have no contact and you need to have interaction with this person, they will, and even if you decide to have no contact, now the manipulation, like I said, starts. So now they're going to find any little ways to get into your world, all right? So this could be starting to hang out with a friend of yours, all right? Just to get information, just to maybe pop up in the same place. They're going to, you know, like if they know that you want nothing to do with them, they're going to find any way to get in, all right? I call it moling, all right? So it's like they mole their way until they get up there again, all right? So this could also happen, this also happened to me when I was also in the relationship where we were separated. However, like he just weaseled his way, I call it weaseling really, weaseled his way all the way through, and then we ended up back together, which is not really what I wanted at the time, but he kept manipulating and making me feel like, oh, you know, I really want us to be together again. And then getting that in my brain of, oh, you know, I have to make him happy, it's just, and I'll talk about this in another video about conditioning, okay? So what happens is they weasel their way in somehow. They will use the littlest things to weasel their way back into your life, all right? If you say, no, I don't want to talk to you, they might just start liking your Facebook posts, just so that they know that they are on your mind or in your brain. Oh, you saw their name. That's all they care about. Okay, you thought of them. You know, so they like to weasel. So just be aware of that when you're dealing with a narcissist. It's another reason why it's very hard to get out of a narcissistic relationship, because once you make that decision, you have been manipulated for so long that once you make that decision and you're like, I'm done, they will still manipulate, but they will do it at a very sly scale now, okay? So they're not going to say things right out to you. They're going to use other people. They're going to use, you know, technology. It's not going to be a full one-on-one contact. It's going to be other ways that they're going to find to get into your life, to make sure that you're thinking of them, to make sure that you didn't forget about them, to make sure that, you know, some narcissists are just assholes, really, and they will attack, you know, they will threaten, it's crazy, you know, because you've bruised their ego by letting them go first. So they want revenge. So be aware of that, and they will weasel their way, okay? So some of them will weasel their way because they want to be back with you. Some of them will just weasel because they want revenge on you because you bruised their ego. All right, so I really call it weaseling, all right? So just be aware that that is what happens when a relationship ends with a narcissist or you put your foot down, all right? First, you put your foot down and they'll promise they change, and then 2 months later, everything's back, okay? Or even sometimes it takes a whole year, depending on how committed they are to the work that they need to put in order to keep you around, all right? And then once they know that you're really serious and you're really done and you're completely done, then they will find any way to weasel, manipulate, make you jealous, piss you off, just so that you are thinking of them. They will send you emails just to get the validation of you being so pissed off that you're like just attacking them. It doesn't even matter. Just to know that they got to you. All right. So that's them weaseling. And that's what we can't have them do. So, you know, the no contact is, even if they email you, just do not respond. All right. So that's about the weaseling. That's about the narcissistic cycle that happens. So that's another reason why it's so hard to get out of it. all right? And then once you are out of it, to stay out of it, because it is very hard. Very, very hard. So leave comments below if there's any additional information you want to give to anybody watching the video. Any of your experiences, I would love to hear them, so, you know, we could stick together. And really, I feel as though when we are aware that this is an actual, I want to say it's an epidemic, because I feel like there's so many of us that go through this. But when we are aware that it's an actual pattern, and there's distinguished actions that are taken, that it's not just that person, that it's a thing, if you understand what I'm saying, it's a lot easier to deal with and to get out and to recognize it and to think about it in a different way. So the more that we can share our stories and let people know that, you know, this is out there and it's a lot of it and you're not the only one dealing with this, and that there is support, I think it's better for all of us, men and women, because there are women narcissists. Most of them are men, but there are women narcissists. So share your stories below. Give me comments. I will comment back. So thank you for watching these videos, and look out for new ones. All right. Thank you. Bye.